Thank you for joining me on this edition of OLSEM WANEM. On the show this evening, we will feature students who recently graduated from the University of Papua New Guinea. We also highlight how the church plays an important role in educating children and why they need continued support for the youth who crave for education. The country's highest institution, the University of Papua New Guinea, has over the years successfully graduated a high number of qualified students in various fields to become part of the growing workforce. And while these determined individuals are proud of their achievements, they leave behind unresolved issues that for a long time now have been part of their academic life.
So in my opinion, for that, our library here at the Sir Michael's Summer Library, we have good resources. However, they are very outdated, I'd say. We have some, but they're still not that good. Like as a final year physics student from science, I cannot be able to get all my resources in the library.
The books and the internet services in the library is not enough for the students because the ratio of the number of computers we have in the library to the number of students we have in school is just it's just
not enough.
Not enough,
Yeah.
yes.
From my own perspective regarding this Michael Summer Library, actually it's a rundown. I mean the books in the library they are from the previous 60s, 70s and 80s, but lately we need to have some books.
They should have more computers in the library with internet access so that the students from all different schools could access what they actually look for, what they're looking for, because most of the students, from what I know, use their own money, their own time, sacrifice their own time when they should be using it to do studying. They use it to research things that should be in the library, that should be available to us students.
So the main thing is every year the number of university students increases, so the resources that should be provided to the students should also fit to the students' requirements in information-wise. Yeah.
Despite these setbacks, most students have successfully graduated in their respective field. One such individual graduated this year with a Master's in Business Administration.
My name is Roland Upa. My father's name is Minga. I was actually brought up by a mother because I was a fatherless kid. My father died while I was still a baby, and so to live the life through teen and teen was a difficult challenge. I still consider my mother, who has actually passed on, to be my champion because she gave me everything the world can offer. That's according to what I understand at that time. We were actually brought up in a village that most of the people had no knowledge of the outside world, and we were brought up in a more of a subsistent farming life, and getting a formal education was a rare opportunity. I was fortunate enough to have my biological brother who actually got educated at the university level. So for him to have the exposure of the outside world, education for that matter, he understood that life would be difficult for me, so he actually encouraged me to come and go to school. But by the time I realized I had to go to school, I was already a big boy. I must say I'm very grateful for PNG Power and the management, because they have actually seen the potential in me, so as other senior management, and they've actually sponsored a couple of senior management to actually take up the MBA program in university. That's how I was actually selected to take up the MBA program, of which I've completed, and I'm very, very grateful for that, because that's a rare opportunity for me and my family. So that is the reason why I want to actually share this success story to many, many people out there who think that their life has come to an end.
The commitment that I got from my family. Now, at the same time, I'm stop close to one family. Now, I'm believe in family, because time I'm losing daddy and mommy belong no heli stage belong. I'm no a daddy belong. Daddy belong me passed away too. So time me come meet me and me play stop. I'm still giving him 110% as a father. Now, as a pastor. Now, I'm stop wanted me plan. From there me play work missing. And me play continue faithful or serving Papa God.
Some of us have had no opportunity to be cared for by our fathers, but we've come a long way. And my encouragement to young people out there, you're walking around thinking, you'll strike a luck and all of a sudden everything will happen for you. Nothing comes easy nowadays, and you have to work hard for it. If you get an opportunity and your parents have actually put you into education, my advice to you is that you put your head down and invest in a lot of time in your studies, because at the end of the day, you will find success. Success nowadays do not come that easy, and everybody else have to work for it. So if you get an opportunity to take formal education, that is the only way to go for a better and a successful future.
With OLSEM WANEM, when we return, we speak to the St. Paul's Anglican Church. OLSEM WANEM. The St. Paul's Anglican Church at 9 Mile outside Port Moresby has been quietly assisting young students by providing an avenue for them to study away from the disruptions taking place in and around their homes. When living in a settlement area, constant disruptions like fights and drunken disorder are a constant reality, and for the most part, students from as young as elementary right through to the tertiary level are affected, and most often no one really notices. This is where the role of the churches become important.
Right, St. Paul's, we have a long plan of it. We want to build a community hall in front of our building here. We want to build a community hall. We had a plan, but then because of the financial problem, we moved this one to, we were looking for a team to rescue us to build a community hall. But then St. Martin's, we got a good shepherd up there, good Samaritans who came in, like Mr. Doruba. And I think we have seen a big need in the settlements. Settlements, all the children from higher class to lower class, their time has been abused by violence, disturbance everywhere, and they don't have time to study. So the church sees that there is a need in the settlement. Only the Anglicans, because the center here, we don't have numbers here. We got the numbers at McGregor, mobiles squad, and then CIS, and then our members are too far from here at 14 Mile and Palm Station, but members surrounded around here at St. Paul's, the number are made up of different denominations. Okay. So the aim is we want to get, we have gone through all the denominations. We made an awareness for the study center here. So our aim is to give them a chance for the quietness of time to study here. Okay. too much alcohol, that's a disturbance. Too much fighting because of alcohol and drugs. So the children have no time, especially in the night. So there's a big fighting around the settlements. Children they don't have enough time to study. So that is where I said their time has been abused. But I think from university up to grade 3 and even grade those elementary, they took part in or takes part in the study Monday to Friday. So after study, that's from 3 to 5. And then 5 to 6, that's our clergy's evening song. And then from 7 to 9, so we allow them to study on that time. We provide lights, we provide everything, so they enjoyed their part of study. This is a need. This is a need because we have been standing on a pulpit preaching for so long, and now we have to take into action. So this is one of the Anglican Church, our focus plan. Our focus plan, Mr. Dobe is leading this one. He's a chairman and is taking this initiative to settlements. So that's the aim of it.
My name is Mina and I do Street Kids Ministry. I have 53 kids. Some are going to school and some are not going to school because of many reasons. So far I have paid school fee for 25 kids and their uniforms, and they go to school at Boroboa Primary School. The oldest kid, he's in 8th grade. The youngest kid is in elementary. In 5 I started this ministry. And what I do is I feed the kids, give them clothes, teach them God's word, and teach them how to read and write, because I see that education is very important for them in this developing country, and developing this human resource. I think it's good for the country and it's good for these individuals. I've been doing this voluntarily on my own at my free times, but during other times I work with Bible Translation Association. I also volunteer to help them. It's important to help these kids. Most of the times I just see them hanging around on the streets, doing nothing, wasting their time, stealing, gambling, fighting, swearing, making other people angry, spoiling other people's properties. Because I see that what they're doing is not right, I take them out of the street and I have little programs with them, like basic life skills, teach them how to cook, teach them how to clean the house, like washing windows, mopping floor, and in between that, teach them how to read and write. And some of these kids, they've never gone to school before, and they're like 13 years old, 12 years old, and I found out that some of them, it was their first time to write. So I had to hold their hands and literally put a pencil in their hands to read and to write, and also teach them read. So yeah, that's what I've been doing with the street kids. One success story is with this girl by the name of Lina. She's 20 now and she's married. She has a kid. But before that, when she was staying up here in the street at North Waigani, we took her in to our parents. I took her in and told my parents to look after her. They look after her, and then she's gone to school. She went to 8th grade, finished school, and she went to work at JMAT. And her boss was very happy because she did well in her work. She worked hard, she was honest and reliable. So the boss gave her a house, a little room in the big building. and she's still working now. So that's one of my success stories. If she was out on the street, what she normally tells me is that if I was out on the street and if I didn't know you, I don't know what my life would be. And sometimes she had tears in her eyes when she was telling me this. And she says, now I'm working well, I have a good job, I know Christ, and now I'm married well, and I'm happy with the life that I'm living now.
OLSEM WANEM. When we return, students raise their concerns on the inadequate resources to work with. Welcome back. When we cover stories on education, most of the time, students get frustrated because of the lack of resources they have to work with. Most times, it makes no difference whether it's students from the higher well-funded or less funded institutions. There has been a lot of dissatisfaction amongst the youth with the current status of educational and the lack of sustainable self-help projects that can improve the lives of many young people living in a city like Port Moresby.
Time all police gonna destroy mall. How by all government by helping mall time all destroy something.
Is there anything that government can issue to provide for youths, develop the youths?
Now lo boroko etem amo gora salesman solo star only lik mangi so wari bimfly mosem or big pla all bin kam stop osem all sales osem gonna time noga open noga santi now all bin gonna steal putting knife for man pulling bag na sla kind at least government just looks away or say illegal street mangi because now salif santi no sem police kam oli mo paiti mo all to oksim bagarap na all paini mad na life e mad lo side door so nugu to stop oso benim road to big club do lawol kam or big bag of steel na pani means na way same or benim same kind so I'm so really worried bro solo sem or toksa lo government no look sa way lo putin really call contract lo so cleaning PPL side because all no ga open now
lakan lo 9 mal gero morata way gani wani ma lakan le ya so lakan la boom le ya mila sa bay mo santin mila salim de saksim lo living do mitla sambla time al police olim lo saksim gora mani lo mitla ogora santin lo mitla just tok mla trome go lo gavana you must look saval is the santin also you must put in wogi gonchalo 1 settlement do logara so mila bay look saval se work came stand chalo settlement do mila come outside wogi la kan street chala wogi la kan bilum do mama bagara gon meri am bay no god because mila so work came stand chalo settlement noga work came stand chalo settlement so mila come outside the salim something do lungsem noga money mila bagara gon meri bilum in public.
It was during the recent Commonwealth Youth Ministry Forum that the governor for the Bank of Papua New Guinea announced that students and youth can now look forward to becoming financially savvy in the coming years.
It's to do with empowering them and getting them included in normal, financial services. The topic long, one me totok lo mitete molsem milek message ko long olsem tek ko pasi ko lo government long put him in place policy olsem by can encourage more youth long empower them all through long all different business activities all can but before come up long making business main important point me raise him tete olsem long by must go through long sampla training long financial literacy only must have long running business through long how long managing business, how to manage cash flow, belong all revenue, but most importantly, mentality belong savings. That's line of blow youth as well, but blow email got all Papua New Guinea ownership of the youths. Now put him as make it as a policy strategy that empowering the youths through financial inclusion, making them, financially educated. They have to do it. Our Mangi, they depend on the parents. They're always there. In European countries, you after 18, you have to leave them and go on your own. You're considered adult and you can live on your own and you look after yourself. But Papua New Guinea, you know, I be 18, 20 or whenever, you start on the Mau Papa. So this is the kind of bonding we have that through one talk system arrangement is the same too. So we live by the day. It's a new culture. No save, no long time, and like long term, like in Super, or it's a new culture for us. So it takes time for our people to really adopt to it. So, but you must start now.
This has been OLSEM WANEM, and that's all we have time for. But as usual, send your comments or suggestions to the address on your screen. Until then, enjoy the rest of your viewing.